What's going on, guys? PlotArmorCards in the house, and today I'm going to be coming to you with my Exodia deck. Now, I really love this deck. There are a couple things I feel like I could do to change this, but honestly, this is a pretty good deck. So, obviously, one piece each of the Exodia pieces, 3 copies of Royal Magical Library. This is a must. This is a must. You need to make sure you are playing this card because every time you activate a spell card, and there are a lot of spell cards in this deck, this gains a counter, and if it has 3, you can remove all 3 to draw a card, and this is not once per turn, so you can just keep spamming the shit out of this thing. 1 copy of, and no, I don't even know how to pronounce this thing, but you can immediately put it in your Pendulum Zone, which counts as a spell for this thing as well, and then you can draw a card by destroying it, which is pretty dope. 2 copies of Upstart Goblin. I don't have the money for 3. I don't have the UR for 3, sorry, but I would run this at 3 if I had the chance. You'll see here I have 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. This is terribly redundant, and you don't want this at all. So if this was up to me, I would be running a 3rd one of these in exchange for Foolish Burial Goods. 1 copy of Terraforming, 1 copy of Card of Demise. Now, somebody told me to run this and see how it works, but draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. Honestly, like 99.9% of the time, I have way more than 3 cards in my hand, or at least 3 cards in my hand, so it doesn't really help me that much. So most of the time, I feel like this card is a little bit in my hand, but there have been, I think there's one time in my life where this just helps, and then it just keeps me going. But next, I got Dark Factory of Mass Production. Now, this is kind of okay, too. Target 2 normal monsters in your graveyard, add them to your hand. That's just assuming if maybe your Exodia cards end up in the grave, but so far it hasn't happened yet. 3 copies of Magical Mallet. It's been really handy to shuffle in the ones you don't like or don't need at the moment. 1 copy of Double Summon. Now this is insane. This card has been really good. If you play Double Summon, you can get 2 of these out on the field, Royal Magical Libraries, and then you can end up drawing like 2 cards at a time, which is pretty broken. Next, I like to run 3 copies of Golden Bamboo Sword. That's pretty self-explanatory. If you control a Bamboo Sword equipped spell, draw 2 cards. 3 copies of Into the Void. If you have 3 or more cards in your hand, draw 1 card. And if you do, discard your hand during the end phase. Our goal, obviously, is to win during that same turn, so that the negative parts of that don't really matter. Pot of Duality works really well as well. Next, we got Foolish Burial Goods. Obviously, I should be running one of these, but this is just a place filler for now until I get my 3rd copy of Upstart Goblin, or maybe even 3rd copy of Chicken Game. Next, I got 1 copy of Card of Fate. This card is pretty good as well. I'm also running 1 copy of Gold Moon Coin. It just takes 2 cards from your hand to your opponent's hand, then draw 2 cards. So not too bad at all. It does help to get rid of some of the cards that can be dead in your hand. For example, Piri-Ria's Map, where you probably want 2 or 3 of these in your deck just so you can draw it. But if you see it any other turn besides your first, it's kind of dead. Or any other turn, or not right away, essentially is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of dead. Next, I got 1 copy of Broken Bamboo Sword, 3 Cursed Bamboo Swords, 2 copies of Chicken Game, which I should be running 3, I just don't have the money for, 1 copy of Contract with Dawn 1000, and 2 copies of Reload, just because I feel like this card actually does work really well, but I originally put it in there just to take up some spots, but I think it works pretty well. So without further ado, guys, let's take a look at some of these obliterations. Alright, guys, so this guy is going to be going first, and I draw Royal Magic Library, which is always super dope, Cursed Bamboo Sword, Chicken Game, and 2 copies of Piri-Ria's Map. So the second one is going to be kind of useless to me, but one of them does help. And he's going to start off by playing Final Countdown. I don't know what the hell this guy's doing, because he just sets 1 who plays Lesser Dragon. So obviously the first thing I'm going to do is Royal Magical Library, then I'm going to be using Chicken Game in order to pay 1,000 life points to draw a card, and that happens to be a 2nd copy of Royal Magical Library. Then I can play Cursed Bamboo Sword, then comboing it with Golden Bamboo Sword, which allows me to draw 2. And then my Royal Magical Library now has 3 counters, so I can remove 3 to draw a card. Then I'm going to use my Pot of Duality, flipping 3 of them face up, my top 3, and then choosing 1 out of my hand. I will just add Upstart Goblin for now. Next, I will play said Upstart Goblin. That allows me to draw another card, which happens to be Golden Bamboo Sword. Nice. Golden Bamboo Sword allows me to draw another 2. So now I have 2 pieces of Exodia, 2 Royal Magical Libraries, a bunch of spell cards, and I just remove a counter for another one. I'm then going to use Magical Mallet in order to shuffle a bunch of my cards in. I don't need my Piri-Ria's Map. My Reload may come in handy, so I'm going to hold on. Or sorry, I'm not going to hold on to it. Sorry. Then I'm going to activate Golden Bamboo Sword again, since I drew it, and then I'm going to activate Upstart Goblin, and then I'm going to use that to draw a Reload. That's whatever's at the top right. Royal Magical Library activates. That allows me to draw into Foolish Burial Goods. Foolish Burial Goods is going to use its effect. That allows me to dump 1 in the grave. Then I'm going to use Into the Void. That allows me to end up drawing Reload. Then I'm going to activate Contract with Dawn 1000. We both draw a card. We both take 1,000. And now I can detach 3 tokens or counters in order to draw another one. And then I'm going to use my Magical Mallet. I am just going to shuffle a bunch of garbage in because most of the stuff I don't really need right now, and I could draw into much better. So now I have 4 pieces of Exodia, and now I can use Into the Void again. another Cursed Bamboo Sword, and now I can use my Chicken Game ×2. So now this has 3, so I can use it to draw, and then I'm going to use my Chicken Game, pay 1,000, draw 1, and it happens to be the 5th piece of the Forbidden One. Exodia! Obliterate! I think this is the first time I've seen this screen. This is my first recording of me ever doing this, and holy crap. W. Alright, guys, round number 2. So I draw the head of the Forbidden One, which is Exodia the Forbidden One, Royal Magical Library, Upstart Goblin, Reload, and Peri's Map. And this guy just sets one and calls it a turn. So I'm going to be playing the Peri's Map right away. That allows me to search my Royal Magical Library. That at least allows me to thin my deck by 1. So I'm going to summon said Royal Magical Library, use Foolish Burial Goods to dump a Cursed Bamboo Sword. Its effect activates. I can add a Broken Bamboo Sword to my hand. And then I'm going to use my Upstart Goblin. That allows me to draw. I draw into this thing. This thing allows me to play it in the Pendulum Zone. And then since this now has 3, I can use effect to draw. I can destroy it to draw another card. And then I can use Double Summon. So now Double Summon allows me to summon a second version of Royal Magical Library. Then I can use Reload to just shuffle everything in there. And that was insane because I drew a bunch of good cards. Into the Void allows me to draw. Both of these things are getting counters, and now this one on the left has 3, so I can draw a card, and now I can use said drawn card, Upstart Goblin, and now this thing has 3, so now I can use this thing's effect in order to draw a card, and now I'm going to use Into the Void again, which allows me to draw another piece of Exodia. Then I'm going to activate Contract with Daunt 1,000. We both take 1,000, we both draw a card, and now this thing has 3, so now I can use its effect, and then I'm going to play Chicken Game, which they give this thing 3, which allows me to remove 3 in order to draw another card. Plus Chicken Game can play 1,000 to draw another card. Then I'm going to go into the Void, which allows me to draw another card. How many times I'm going to say it allows me to draw another card, I don't know. But I'm going to use Cursed Bamboo Sword. This now has 3. That allows me to draw another card. And then I'm going to activate Golden Bamboo Sword, which allows me to draw 2, which it's kind of crazy. It lets me draw into another Golden Bamboo Sword. So now I have a bunch of Golden Bamboo Swords. This is kind of broken, the amount of cards I have in my hand right now. Another Golden Bamboo Sword. So now look at this. This is kind of crazy. So now I'm going to detach 3 in order to draw another one. Then I'm going to play Terraforming in order to get my second copy of Chicken Game. And now that Chicken Game is in my hand, I'm obviously going to be playing said Chicken Game, but not after I detach my 3 to use to draw another one from Royal Magical Library. Then I'm going to play Chicken Game, and then I'm going to use effect to draw another card, and then I'm going to activate Card of Fate. Card of Fate's going to activate. I can add Gold Moon Coin to my hand. Well, this person gets to add Time Thief Adjuster, I think. And then I can play Gold Moon Coin, get rid of 2 of the cards I don't need in order to draw 2 cards. And then I can use my Royal Magical Library on the right again to draw another card, and oh my goodness, all 5 pieces of Exodia. This is perfect. Here it comes. Exodia! Obliterate! Alright, guys, final round. So I draw a piece of Exodia, a Reload, a Broken Bamboo, a Golden Bamboo, and a Peri's Map. So this is pretty good, I'm not even going to lie. This guy, honestly, at this point, it doesn't really matter what they do because I'm always set to go. I'm going to use my Peri's Map in order to add my Royal Magical Library at the cost of half my life points. Then I'm going to summon the Royal Magical Library, equip it with Broken Bamboo Sword, and then use Golden Bamboo Sword in order to draw 2. And I draw another Royal Magical Libraries, but I also draw a bunch of stuff I don't really need right now. So I'm going to use my Reload, and then now that my thing has 3 tokens, or 3, whatever you call it, I'm going to remove 3 in order to use that, and then I can use my Double Summon, and then I can use my Chicken Game that I just drew in order to draw another card, which happens to be Chicken Game. How about that? So then I'm going to use my second Chicken Game, but my Royal Magical Library also has 3 on it. So then I can draw a card and then draw a Chicken. Chicken Game allows me to draw another one. So now I draw another Broken Bamboo Sword using Card of Fate, and holy crap, it's getting insanely hard to keep up with the amount of cards and everything I'm drawing. But now I can summon Royal Magical Library since I used Double Summon earlier. And now this is just insane because I can just keep removing counters, draw a card, which will be most likely a spell card, which will let me go into more tomfoolery. And now that I draw my monster, I'm going to use it right away. Its effect is going to activate only after all these get counters, and now that this has 3, allows me to draw another one, and it's going to be destroyed, allows me to draw another one, and then I'm going to use Into the Void in order to draw Into the Void. And then this has 3 again, so I can remove all 3 in order to draw another card. Then I'm going to use Into the Void in order to add 1 to my hand. So I have 3 Cursed Bamboo Swords in my hand, which is not ideal. And then I draw Foolish Burial Goods. Normally it's used on Cursed Bamboo Swords, so this is not the best situation for me. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Magical Mallet and shuffle in the ones I don't really need into the deck. I may want to hold on to Foolish Burial Goods, which is what I did. Then Royal Magical Library has 3 again, so I can remove all 3 to draw 1. I'm going to use my Upstart Goblin in order to have my opponent gain 1,000 in order for me to draw 1. Then I'm going to use Golden Bamboo Sword. That allows me to draw 2, and look how close I am right now. Then I can remove 3 again for Royal Magical Library. I'm then going to use my Foolish Berry of Goods to dump my Cursed Bamboo Sword. And oh my god, this thing has 3 again. So now I can detach 3 in order to add draw another card, which is Terraforming. Then I'm going to use Gold Moon Coin, which gives him 2 of my cards in order for me to draw. And then I'm going to use Magical Mallet in order to shuffle in a bunch of the cards I don't even need, which is pretty much everything that's not a piece of Exodia right now. And then I'm going to go into the 5th piece of Exodia. So this is insane because I feel like this is pretty consistent. This would be a little bit more consistent if I feel like I had a couple other missing pieces that I'm just missing some UR coins, you know, some UR gems. So, but anyways, guys, this is PlotArmorCards signing out for the day. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. And oh my goodness, look at the time.
It's time to do